Yeah, could you just explain the decision to punt 4th and 2 on, I think it was on your 45 there with about 6 minutes left?
What was the score?
You were up by 4.
Yeah, that's why we chose to do it.
At that point, I mean, did you factor in the way Utah State had been moving the ball, though, when you did make that decision?
I think you always do.
Can you explain why the defense had, I mean, obviously it's a good offense that runs at a high octane. Why were they so effective against Air Force?
Yeah, credit to them. I mean, I thought, golly, man, they are highly, highly skilled. You just look at, how dynamic they are in the open field, and they did a good job once they got out in the open field of being able to take not only a play once there was, we need tackle better. I think that's part of it. But absolutely huge credit to Utah State.
And Emmanuel Michel, that was a huge lift he provided. He hadn't really played much yet. Did you see that coming for him?
He practices really hard. I think because of it, you start to see him grow and develop as a football player. And he had some opportunities tonight.
And do you worry with a game like this where Hazik really made some great plays and kind of played probably his best career game, but he also had some miscues? Do you worry that the miscues will negate some of the gains he did make?
No, do not.
The last fumble, from your vantage point, was he down?
Not that I saw. I didn't see it that way where he was down. Did you?
I was in the end zone. I couldn't see it at all. So,
if you had the challenge still, do you think you would have challenged that play at all? The fumble at the end?
I don't know. From everything we got in, but those are almost always reviewed, though. Anytime there's a turnover, they're going to double look at those. So probably not.
For you, the defense, did you make adjustments at halftime to try to negate the big plays, especially over the top?
Like I said, I mean, give them a ton of credit. I thought they were extremely accurate whenever they delivered the ball, and they are quite dynamic. Yet we're going to see that going forward too. I mean, Florida Atlantic won't, So here we go as we roll down the road.
Turnovers played a big role today. Is that more of a teaching moment? Because it's not something where you can say, hey, let's try not to turn over the ball. You're not trying to do that every single day. So how do you take that? Where do you go from there?
You do. Just the, in terms of being able to blank a read, anytime you're a thrower and moving on to the next one, you have to do that. And then with the carry, too. Yes, sir.
Message at the end for you guys? What would you say in the locker room to the
You got to
guys?
go get better.
how did they change with the change in quarterbacks? What did those styles?
I don't know if they really did. You look, they might have ran him a couple of times on some predetermined runs, the quarterback that came in six, there, and he played well. Both those guys played really, really well. Good players. I mean, the one guy, the starter, obviously, to pick that guy up as a transfer, holy cow. They got a good squad.
Corvin, for you guys, they were really good in passing games today, a lot of big plays. Was there anything you guys were trying to do to adjust with that at all?
We knew what they were going to do, and we just got out-executed. We made some adjustments, and we tried to combat that. There's going to be big plays against playing that offense like that, but we just got to limit them, and that starts with the back end. Was
it frustrating? You guys had gotten a lot of third and longs, 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 11s. They still converted. Is that frustrating?
Yeah, definitely very frustrating, but this comes back to our execution on 3rd down. We have to get off the field.
JJ, you were able to get some push up front for you guys. Just it felt like both quarterbacks were just very slippery. That's the best word I can say tonight. Do you feel like you guys, do they outduel you in that respect in terms of being able to get out of the pocket a little bit more?
I don't know if they outdid us. I think they're a great team. They got great players. Too many mistakes, I would say. I think that's probably where our biggest downfall was, is just too many mistakes. And that's just something we got to fix going into next week.
Was it a track meet, do you feel like, today?
Oh, yeah, they're a fast team. They tempo us. They throw the ball a lot. They get back on the ball. Quick team. That's just something we got to work on.
Early loss like this can usually change a season for both of you guys. Where do you guys go from here from loss?
I think it's kind of good we had this now. I'd rather have this happen earlier in the season than later in the season. Get us back on track. You win 2 games. You think you're untouchable maybe. So taking this loss now, get on the chin, bounce back next week, and that's the only thing we can do.
But the way this loss went with the yards they were able to pick up, does that does that hurt your confidence in a way and maybe show some other teams what can be exposed here?
Not at all. I have all the confidence in the world in our defense, defensive backs, linebackers, defensive line. I think we can play with anybody. So too many mistakes, and we lose the game. We fix those mistakes, we win the game. So no, not a confident. It doesn't kill the confidence at all. I think it actually helps us a little bit just going into this next week, just work a little harder.
What did the change in quarterbacks for them do at halftime? Because the other guy came in and was very effective. Did you guys even notice much of a difference in styles?
I mean, he runs the ball. He ran the ball a little bit better than the first quarterback did, but that was probably the biggest thing, just trying to keep him in the pocket. But he's a great player. The first guy was a great player. So, yeah, that was probably the biggest thing. He's just run the ball a little bit more.
And, when you had the pick, were there a couple moments in this game where you thought, okay, that was the play we needed?
Yeah, definitely. We made some plays out there. Try not to get too high, too low. Try to just play football, and football's an up and down game. We knew it was gonna be a 60-minute battle. So,
What's that mindset like, especially in the third quarter, when it was just back and forth, back and forth? Like, how does the defense prevent playing on its heels when that's happening?
we just got to go out there and execute our game plan and execute our defense. We had a good game plan in, so we just got to go out and execute.
Zeke, when you evaluate the way you played, obviously you probably played your most complete game of your career, but you also had the miscues. How do you keep that from clouding the good you did?
I don't know. I don't really want to. I'd rather not praise the things that I did good. I had a good game, but there's a lot of mistakes that I made that I shouldn't have made. Being as experienced as I am, so just gotta fix those mistakes.
What did you learn in a positive way about your offense?
We're tough. We can score points. We can. We're a lot more efficient than what we probably showed last week. So I think that was a good thing. There was some really good things that we did well, and then so the O-line did a really good job, and everybody did a good job. We just gotta fix the mistakes.
Walk us through what happened on the fumble on that last play.
So running lane, tried to get extra yards, fight for extra yards, and this ball just got stripped. Got to be tougher with the ball. Nothing too complex about it.
And Emmanuel, this was kind of a big debut for you. Obviously, big picture, you guys are lost, and obviously that clouds things. But for you personally, how cool was that second half?
It was nice. I kind of expected, my number to be called today, and I just want to be ready to go. I think I prepared all week, and our O-line and our offense prepared all week, for a shootout. And then we did just that. We just came up short tonight.
And when you're watching the first half, yards up the middle were tough to come by. I mean, Brad Roberts was averaging about 2 yards per carry, and then he started to break through. Did you see all that developing and know that the opportunity was going to be there for you too?
Yeah, I think our O-line does a good job of just wearing people out. I knew once Brad got that first run up the middle in the second half, I knew that it was going to be like that for the rest of the second half, and that's when things started to open up on that next play.
And did you know you're going to have the speed to outrun him on both of those?
Yeah, I felt confident in myself.
What was the mood like in the locker room after something like this for either of you?
I'll say we're competitors, and losing sucks, and we don't like that feeling. But a lot of guys are motivated and ready to get back on Monday to go to work for our FAU team next week.
Kind of just the same thing he said. Yeah.
JJ just came in here and said, hey, I'd rather lose earlier in the season than lose late in the season, be able to learn from something. So what do you learn from this, guys? And I'll start with Emmanuel.
I think we can first look at the positives. I think our offense is starting to roll. We look very, very good tonight in comparison to the first two games, I feel like. But obviously there's a lot of mistakes to make. I mean, a lot of corrections to make on our mistakes we made tonight, but yeah.
Could you ask the question one more time? Sorry.
What do you learn from a loss like tonight?
Personally, I think gotta be smarter with the ball. Can't turn the ball over. It's college football. People are going to capitalize on those mistakes. As a team, I think we did a really good job. Some small things we need to fix, but we're tough. We're gonna fight, and I think that we showed a lot of people that we can score points, and if we need to do that, we can do that.
Can you take us through the first half? It was technically a fumble, or they called it a backward pass, and then ended up being a forward pass. Was that a busted play at all?
Just a miscue on my end.
And then the interception as well. What were you looking on that?
I didn't see the guy, pop my feet, try to see the crosser, and I didn't see the linebacker, and he just jumped in front of it. But I got to see that. I got to throw it away. So I'll remember that and learn that for next time.
And do you learn anything about those 4th and 2s that were in the 3rd and 4th quarter that you guys didn't convert?
You know, sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. I think we'll watch film. We'll get in the film room, practice them during the week, and we won't. You know, things will be better in going forward.